Let's play Who Am I?
Who am I? You're right! I'm a locust. Who am I? You're right! I'm a potato beetle. Who am I? You're right, I'm a ladybug. Who am I? You're right, I'm an ant. Wow, you're pretty good at this. Who am I? Who am I? You're right, I'm a butterfly. Who am I? You're right, I'm a beetle. Who am I? You're right, I'm a polyhemus moth. You're doing great. Who am I? You're right, I'm a tree hopper. Who am I? You're right, I'm a cockroach. Who am I? You're right, I'm a spider. Who am I? You're right, I'm a gray bug. You're doing great. Who am I? You're right, I'm a, stink bug. Who am I? You're right, we're pink aphids. Who am I? No, I'm a cocoon. Keep looking. You're right, I'm a tarantula. Who am I? Congratulations! You should think about becoming an entomologist.
Congratulations!
Welcome to the Honeycomb Theater.
I hope this movie has music by the Beatles.
Be quiet!
I'm saving this seat for my aunt.
Don't bug me! Buzz off!
My legs fell asleep.
I love B-movies!
I'm so beautiful, look at me. Ha ha ha, I'm so pretty, I'm so pretty, look at me.
Would you like to see a 3D bug basement? Welcome to my bug basement! Put on your 3D glasses and click on a bug. You can click on the bug to learn more about it.
Bees have special hooks that join their two pairs of wings together in flight, making it appear as if they only have one pair of wings. When building the wall of a honeycomb cell, a honeybee can determine if it's thick enough by jabbing it with its antennae. The amount of give in their antennae tells them how thick the wall is. Located on the back of a bee's neck are sense bristles that help the bee to judge the movements of its head. A drone, male honeybee, can be distinguished from other honeybees by his large compound eyes. The middle section or thorax of a bee is hard, round, and equipped with muscles that power the 6 legs and 4 wings. This is the engine that burns a tiny drop of honey for fuel and enables a bee to travel for miles. Located in a bee's tiny abdomen is a complex digestive system with 2 stomachs, intestines, a circulatory system with heart and veins, a respiratory system, and a nervous system. To develop more queens, worker bees feed the larvae only a substance from various glands of a young worker called royal jelly. A bee has tough mandibles for biting and a long tongue, proboscis, for picking up liquids. A worker honeybee will dance on vertical honeycombs to tell other bees where the flower nectar is. She wags her tail if the nectar is distant. She does a round dance if the nectar is nearby.
How do honeybees make honey? The nectar in the bee's honey stomach undergoes chemical changes as the bee flies home. Inside the hive, the nectar is spit up and passed to a house bee. This bee mixes the nectar with secretions in its mouth, then deposits it in honeycomb cells. Other house bees fan the open cells with their wings, causing the water in the nectar to evaporate. It takes about 3 days for the nectar to be transformed completely into honey. Finally, wax is used to seal each cell the honey was put in. Why do bees make honey? Their lives depend on it. Honey is the high-energy food bees need to be able to work so long and so hard collecting nectar and pollen. Also, the colony's survival in winter depends on having plenty of this vital food. How does a bee get pollen home? The pollen is collected on the bee's hairy body. Every so often, the bee uses its 2 middle legs, which have special stiff hairs, to brush the pollen into an area called the pollen basket, which is located on the back of its hind legs. Once in the hive, the worker kicks off the pollen into a cell of the honeycomb. What is pollen used for? Honeybees feed their larvae a mixture of the pollen and honey called bee bread. Pollen has important fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals that young bees need for growth. Additionally, the pollen that is collected on the honeybee's body pollinates fruit trees and many other plants. Our fruit trees would not bring forth fruit without the bee line that bees make to flowering trees and plants. This is the most important contribution honeybees make to our world. If ants had newspapers in North America, Europe, and Asia, the story would be the same. Wherever Amazon ants are, they can't survive without slaves. That's why they attack the nests of other ants and kidnap the pupae, then wait for them to develop into adults. When mature, the slave ants accept the slave maker's colony as their own, since they know of no other colony. These slave ants will spend their entire lives working for the Amazon ants. Amazons need slaves to find food and feed them because their jaws, or mandibles, are long and curved. These sharp, sickle-shaped jaws are great for fighting, but useless for taking care of themselves or their own larvae. It is a voracious eating machine. It is a caterpillar. Some scientists have claimed that if a 6-pound, 2.7 kilograms, human infant gained weight at the same rate as a caterpillar, at the end of 2 weeks, the baby would weigh 8 tons, 7,300 kilograms. For example, after hatching out of an egg the size of a pinhead, the monarch caterpillar proceeds to eat the eggshell. Then it begins to eat milkweed plant, and eat, and eat. and eat and eat. In 2 weeks, the caterpillar, at 2 inches long, 5 centimeters, is now 2,700 times bigger than it was when it hatched from the egg. A caterpillar literally grows out of its skin, splitting and shedding it 4 or 5 times as the creature gets ready for the next stage of its development. Caterpillar bodies are comprised of a head and 13 ring-shaped segments. The first 3 segments form the thorax. Attached to the thorax are 3 pairs of jointed legs, tipped with a claw. The remaining 10 abdominal segments have, usually, 5 pairs or more of thick, stumpy appendages, called prolegs or false legs. Adult butterflies or moths live solely on nectar. Fats and proteins are acquired by caterpillars and stored for later use as adults. The extra food supply that caterpillars must store is so heavy that these gluttonous eaters need all 5 or so sets of their abdominal prolegs to support their bodies. Nearly all caterpillars consume an enormous quantity of plants. In turn, caterpillars serve as food for tens of thousands of animals that prey on them. If caterpillars were to disappear from the earth, unimaginable problems would be caused for all creatures linked together in the web of life. The major function of a caterpillar is to eat and grow. It tries its best to escape detection so it can transform from a slow-moving, voraciously eating larva into a soaring, magnificent creature of the sky. When giant dinosaurs roamed the earth, dragonflies roamed the sky. Dinosaurs disappeared, but dragonflies are still with us, whirring through the air, catching insects as they go. The graceful dragonfly is a beautiful flying insect with gauze-like fragile wings. It is with these fragile-looking wings that dragonflies can achieve speeds of up to 35 miles per hour, 56 kilometers per hour, making them among the fastest of all insects. Most insects beat their forewings and hind wings together, but dragonflies beat their 2 pairs of wings alternately, giving them more flight control. Thus they can easily hover and fly backward like a helicopter. Swiftly darting here and there, sometimes for hours, the dragonfly captures small flying insects by holding its spiny legs together to form a basket, then chews the prey while flying. Dragonflies truly eat on the run, consuming huge quantities of mosquitoes, black flies, and other pests. Demonstrating the insect's huge appetite for other insects, one captured dragonfly ate 40 houseflies in 2 hours. No other insect has eyes like a dragonfly's. 2 enormous compound eyes cover 2/3 of its head, making it possible to see nearly all the way around at one time. Each eye consists of 10,000 to 30,000 tiny lenses, directed up and down, forward and sideways, and they can detect movement up to 40 feet, 12 meters away. The dragonfly has the flying speed and visual agility to capture its prey, such as flies and mosquitoes, so rapidly that it is practically impossible to see the catch. Fireflies produce cold light that loses no energy. A light bulb, on the other hand, does lose energy. As much as 97% of the energy released is wasted as heat. Scientists have done numerous experiments trying to mimic the efficient process of light production in fireflies. Fireflies, or lightning bugs, are not flies at all, but soft-bodied beetles with blinking tail lights. The last segment of the firefly's abdomen contains the tissue that produces light. Located in this area are many nerves and air tubes. The oxygen admitted through these air tubes serves, along with several substances in the fatty tissue, as fuel to create light. Why do fireflies blink? It's been observed that each species of firefly has its own rhythmic blinking that helps to bring the sexes together. In other words, the blinking is a mating call. The luminescent larvae feed on snails, worms, and slugs, while the adults of many species do not feed at all. Most of us have seen fireflies. What a pleasure it is to sit outside on spring and summer evenings and watch the blinking lights of these unusual insects. Children everywhere enjoy catching fireflies and putting them in jars with hole-filled lids and watching the lights go on and off. Have you ever done this? If not, join the fun. Big, black, hairy funnel web spiders are among the deadliest spiders in the world. The funnel web spider lives and frightens people only in Australia. This dangerous creature belongs to the group of spiders that includes the tarantula. Compared to this giant of the spider world, the funnel web spider is not big at all. Still, seeing a funnel web spider can give an Aussie a very big scare. When a funnel web spider is irritated, angry, or frightened, it will lift its front legs straight over its head in a defensive posture, exposing poisonous fangs. Often the spider will release a tiny drop of poison onto the tip of its fangs, warning the enemy that it means business. Thankfully, funnel web spiders do not come into houses, but stay close to their burrows in the ground. Their name is taken from the shape of the silky, funnel-shaped web that they build at the mouth of their burrow. This web is not used to catch prey. The spider spins trip lines, running them out beyond the web. If the trip line is touched by an insect, this movement alerts the patient spider to action. Funnel web spiders have poor eyesight and rely on their sense of feel. The female funnel web spider, who is quite shy, usually sits just inside the entrance of her burrow, waiting to feel if a meal is walking by.
Would you like to see a 3D bug basement? Welcome to my bug basement! Put on your 3D glasses and click on a bug. You can click on the bug to learn more about it.
Before many butterflies can fly, they must spread their wings to collect heat. When it is cold, they rest. Butterflies and moths drink nectar through a long tube called a proboscis. When they are not feeding, their proboscis is curled up. A butterfly can still fly with its front wings even if its back wings are damaged, because the front wings do most of the work. If a moth needs to raise its temperature before taking flight, it vibrates its wings. Butterflies fly during the day. They use their colors to find a mate. Moths fly at night. The male can find a female by her scent because each kind of moth has a different odor. Butterflies and moths have hooks on their feet to enable them to hold on tight. Some butterflies can taste with their feet.
Welcome back to the basement. Pick another bug. You can click on the bug to learn more about it.
Flies have two wings as well as little knobs on their backs called halters, which help stabilize their flight. When flying, some hoverflies and midges flap their wings faster than 1,000 times a second. It has been estimated that the average for most insects is 520 times a second. This would mean that every 19/10,000ths of a second or so, the insect would contract and expand its flight muscles. Flies have two wings as well as little knobs on their backs called halters, which help stabilize their flight. When overeating, a fly will spit up its food, leaving little dirty spots where it was resting. The hairs on a fly's legs are probably sensitive to vibrations.
Welcome back to the basement. Pick another bug. You can click. Welcome. You can click on the bug to learn more about it.
Spiders do not have antennae, but they do have special feelers called palps. They can use these jointed lead-like appendages, which are located in front of the first pair of legs, to hold food in place. A spider injects its victim's body with venom that dissolves the prey's insides. The spider then sucks out the fluid with powerful mouth parts. Spiders have 8 legs and a 2-part body with head and thorax fused together. The long legs of spiders increase their speed. If a spider loses a leg, a new one will appear at the next molt. Most spiders detect sound through sensory hairs on their legs and feet. These are attached to nerve fibers that run directly to the brain. When sound waves travel through the air, the hair is disturbed, thus sending signals straight to the brain. A spider injects its victim's body with venom that dissolves the prey's insides. The spider then sucks out the fluid with powerful mouth parts. Most spiders detect sound through sensory hairs on their legs and feet. These are attached to nerve fibers that run directly to the brain. When sound waves travel through the air, the hair is disturbed, thus sending signals straight to the brain.
Welcome back to the basement. Pick a... You can click on the bug to learn more about it.
An ant gets its distinctive glisten from liquid antibiotics, which coat its body. Bacteria that attach to an ant's body are dissolved by this antibiotic solution. Ants are cold-blooded and without fur to insulate them. As it gets colder during the night, ants will move eggs and larvae to deeper and warmer parts of the nest, and there the adults will huddle together. Ants have good color vision. Their color perception extends into the ultraviolet range. When ants wake up in the morning, they comb themselves vigorously with fine tooth and coarse tooth combs that are attached to the fourth joint of their legs. Ants have good color vision. Their color perception extends into the ultraviolet range. An ant moves its head from side to side to keep track of its location. Its antennae sense odor molecules as it walks along. An ant moves its head from side to side to keep track of its location. Its antennae sense odor molecules as it walks along. Using its mouth parts, an ant will exchange fluid and partly digested food with other ants. An ant gets its distinctive glisten from liquid antibiotics, which coat its body. Bacteria that attach to an ant's body are dissolved by this antibiotic solution.
Welcome back to the base. You can click on the bug to learn more about it.
Some beetles have long snouts that contain blade-like cutters and can snip their way out of the inside of plants. A number of beetles protect themselves by their ability to run very rapidly. Some even have remarkable leaping powers. Most of the insects that live under bark are beetles. In this environment, their hard outer wing covers are a good protection for the fragile flying wings. Most beetles have 2 pairs of wings, but they use only 1 pair to fly. The front pair, called elytra, are protective hard covers that hide the rear pair and most of the abdomen. The beetle holds its hard wing cases out of the way when it uses the flight wings. Night-hunting beetles are sensitive to infrared signals, or low-frequency vibrations. Most beetles have 2 pairs of wings, but they use only 1 pair to fly. The front pair, called elytra, are protective hard covers that hide the rear pair and most of the abdomen. The beetle holds its hard wing cases out of the way when it uses the flight wings. In flight, the elytra, or hard wing cases, can act as stabilizers. Most of the insects that live under bark are beetles. In this environment, their hard outer wing covers are a good protection for the fragile flying wings. Click beetles can jump with greater force than fleas. Because of the unique design and stored energy in their muscles, these beetles can be catapulted up to 12 inches, 30 centimeters, into the air. The antennae of most beetles are 11 segmented but very widely in form. The heaviest beetle in the world is the African Goliath beetle. The longest beetle is the American Hercules beetle. Click beetles can jump with greater force than fleas. Because of the unique design and stored energy in their muscles, these beetles can be catapulted up to 12 inches, 30 centimeters, into the air. The antennae of most beetles are 11 segmented but very widely in form. Some groups of beetles can produce light. They are living lanterns that use light to attract a mate.
Welcome back to the basement. Pick another bug. You can click on the bug. Welcome back.
Can you find me?
I've been around for the longest time. Can you find me? Nope, but I do fly the fastest. Keep looking. You're right. Cockroach fossils date from 300 million years ago. I'm the most important pollinator. Can you find me? You're right. There are 20,000 species of bees that help plants grow. I'm the most valuable. Can you find me? Not exactly, but I am the loudest. Keep on looking. No, but I do live the longest. Keep at it. Wrong, but I stay a baby the longest. How about another guess? You're right. The Asian silkworm produces silk, the world's most valuable natural fiber. I stay a baby the longest. Can you find me? You're right. The longhorn beetle can be a larva for 30 years or more. You're doing great. I'm the loudest. Can you find me? You're right. Cicadas can be heard a quarter of a mile away. I'm from the insect order that has the most species. Can you find me? You're right. There are more than 300,000 types of beetles. I'm the most dangerous. Can you find me? You're right. The mosquito passes on malaria, a disease which has killed millions of people. I run the fastest. Can you find me? Not quite, but this is the biggest nest around. Keep looking. You're right, the cockroach zooms along at 1.8 kilometers per hour, or more than 1 mile per hour. You're doing great. I have the largest eyes. Can you find me? You're right. The dragonfly's 2 enormous compound eyes consist of 10,000 to 30,000 lenses. I'm the sweetest. Can you find me? You're right. Aphids' bodies are full of honeydew collected from plants. I live the longest. Can you find me? You're right. The termite queen's lifespan averages 15 years. I fly the fastest. Can you find me? You're right. Dragonflies can reach speeds of up to 35 miles per hour. You're doing great. I build the biggest nest. Can you find me? You're right. Some termite mounds rise 30 feet above the ground. I'm the longest. Can you find me? You're right. Tropical stick insects can grow to be 33 centimeters long. That's a whole foot. I produce the strongest fiber known to nature. Can you find me? No, but I am the sweetest. Guess again. You're right. Not. But I am the most valuable. Continue, please. You're right. For its thickness, a strand of a spider web is stronger than steel. I can look backwards. Can you find me? You're right. The praying mantis is the only insect that can turn its head and look over its shoulder. Amazing! Are you an insect expert or something?
Congratulations! Once upon a time, a butterfly lands to protect her eggs. Bumblebees dance, and spiders weave webs. An egg opens up. A caterpillar's born. Flies are abuzz. A beetle nods his horn. The caterpillar munches, makes room to nap. Ants cut up leaves and head home with no map. The cocoon starts to stir. The caterpillar is waking. Crickets are chattering, and the dragonfly shaking. The caterpillar bursts. But wait, it's got wings! A butterfly? What? Do you understand such things? The end.